Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers in London. Today I'm looking at a book which has come to us from LexisNexis and the Jordan Family Law imprint. Very important book indeed. A subject that's difficult, but a subject that needs to be discussed. It's female genital mutilation, law and practice, and it's been written by the expert in the field, Zimran Samuel. The book's available as an ebook as well as an ordinary book. Let's have a look at it first of all. It's a paperback, a front cover. You can see the picture that we've got there. I'm reviewing this book as a man because I felt it was very important to do so. Samuel is a male as well, the person who's written this. There's the back of the book, and you will understand very quickly that this is not something that's specific to a gender. This is far more important than that. There's the back of the book, and the index, which is not that big, is in paragraph numbering, and it says the references are to paragraphs. Then you've got the back of the book itself. You've got quite a lot of conclusions and recommendations. That's in the summary of one of the human rights reports. You've got a lot of statistical information in the book, and at the front there is the main front page. There's a foreword by Mr. Justice Kean, and I'll be talking about him in a minute. There's the dedication. I always like to mention the dedication. As I say, the information about the book is there for the ebook and everything else. Information about the author, practicing barrister and fellow of, actually visiting fellow at the LSE, London School of Economics. Then there's a quote. And we get to the foreword itself. I will be referring a little bit to what's in there in the course of this review. There's a preface again from the author, law stated the 6th of March 2017. There's the contents section. I'm very glad that this book has been published. You can see the contents section running through. The reason I'm glad is because this subject does need to be discussed. You'll see that there are 11 chapters in total, and then there are a series of appendices, 5 in total at the end. Then you've got an opening comment countering the catastrophe, and it explains in fact what this is all about and some of the difficulties. That's actually been written by Dexter Dias from Garden Court Chambers. He's a Queen's Counsel. And this is the Centre for Community, Gender and Social Justice at the University of Cambridge. That was written in 2016, November. Then there are some acknowledgements about who's been helping. A lot of people involved in this. Then there's a table of cases, table of statutes, SIs, and then you've got some international materials there. This is very much what is appearing in a lot of books today. Then we have the structure of the book, chapter 1, introduction, and you've got the paragraph numbering and you've got footnotes. Now, I have to say that this is not a book for the squeamish, because this is a disgusting habit, disgusting practice, and it's something that we do need to talk about it, because at the moment there's been some discussion, but as half the world is made up of women, this is a very serious assault on women, and it's something that is frankly not taken seriously enough at all, which is why I've written this review, although my wife Elizabeth has been involved in this book review too, but it's primarily my work, and I've given the title of our book review this: another much needed statement on a taboo subject, still not being taken seriously enough by successive governments. And I say that because I've raised this with the Home Secretary and been promised that certain things would happen. They never have. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed by the activities of the agencies involved. I'm sure the government would like to do more on this if they could, and in fact the lead will have to come from the top. But it is time to stamp it out, certainly in England and Wales, and they're still getting away with doing it. And it's simply, there are no excuses. This is a serious attack on the female. It's GBH with intent, without any question of doubt, and the seriousness of it is still ignored. Now, having got that point across strongly, let me talk about the book itself, because I say FMG has long been ignored by many people Fortunately, we're beginning to see a change as the issue rises up the legal agenda, and that is actually what's happening. So we have a new book from LexisNexis and Jordan's Family Law, which is entitled Female Genital Mutilation, which covers one of the most serious criminal offences in English criminal law. And make no mistake about it, it is. This book has been written by one of the foremost legal experts in the field. That's Zimran Samuel, Doughty Street Chambers, and a visiting professor, as I've indicated, at the London School of Economics. His mission is to offer a single point of reference for all those dealing with this disgusting crime, now widely recognised both domestically and internationally as child abuse and a serious human rights violation. Now, before we do anything else, read the foreword by Mr. Justice Kean, which sets the scene as the campaign continues to try to stop the practice. However, as becomes obvious from the book, it remains a practice shrouded in secrecy, and one which all too often has escaped the reaches of the child protection system. Again, a sad lack, possibly, maybe resources, it may be a lot of reasons, but the fact is it's not good enough. And that's basically the point I'm putting forward in this book, which is why we welcome this to our bookshelves. The position is very clear for today, however, and that is it's vital in order to prevent FGM that all relevant professionals have a clear understanding of the socio-cultural reasons for the practice. In addition, the factors which may indicate a girl or young woman may be at real risk of being forced to undergo FGM require to be better understood, together with the effective preventative legal steps which require to be taken. Sadly, the CPS have not decided not to do so, which is not good enough. However, that point's been made, and it promised that it will be rectified, and I'm waiting to see. Some members of the public may take issue with Kean's suggestion that a proactive stance has been taken by the authorities with the introduction of the FGM protection orders. Well, I welcome the orders. I'd like to see them put into practice. That's the problem, and it's a very simple one. Now, and that's been made not just by me, but by many people. The point at present is that the issue is not significantly high enough on the legal agenda, whilst more victims in this jurisdiction suffer. And it's apparent to us that Samuel's definitive work on FGM will explain and educate what is really happening at present, both here in the UK and abroad. And without any doubt, it remains a specialist title which has been produced in close consultation with the survivors of FGM and is obviously still a taboo subject for many. The authors researched the material from frontline practitioners across a spectrum of disciplines to give us an authoritative statement of the law, and that's what we've got here. And as I say, it's very well structured, it's been brilliantly researched, and I think it's very, very helpful. It should be on every CPS desk in the country. Samuel provides us here with a comprehensive and readily accessible guide to all these matters. His task is rightly set within human rights jurisprudence itself, and he reviews the key legal developments and debates across international law, family law, immigration, and the criminal law, so that the work will be, I think, of great assistance to a very wide readership and should be one on many differing academic reading lists, not just legal ones, certainly sociological, and in fact across the board for anybody involved in local government, especially in welfare matters, because this is a welfare issue as well as a criminal law issue. It's a major welfare issue. We consider that Samuel's FGM law and practice provides what we want, which is, quote, an invaluable guide to what is a complex and sensitive topic for judges, lawyers, social workers, teachers, midwives and other related professionals. That's what you get with this. And I think it's the beginning of looking at this subject perhaps in a different way and not attacking people for their cultural activities, but making it clear that some cultural activities are simply not acceptable in a liberal democracy. They're not acceptable across the planet, period, but certainly they're not acceptable here, and we have to make a stand somewhere. I hope it's made here. Let me conclude by saying there remains this particular taboo about the subject which needs massive and urgent international education. We have public legal education here in the UK. That's expanding at the moment. But I think it's especially important in those cultures who see nothing wrong with this barbarism. They've got to be told that there is something wrong with it, and you don't do it. It's as simple as that. Samuel and others do see the problem, which is why we have this book. Thank you to him and the others, and we hope this work will increase such awareness as a matter of urgency. So thank you for writing it, and to LexisNexis and Jordan Family Law Imprint for publishing it. I think it's important as a contribution to where we're going in 2017 onwards. The fact that it's had to be written in the first place is a very sad day for many people, because this just should never have been tolerated in the first instance. However, we are where we are. The law is stated at the 6th of March 2017. Let's have a quick look at the book again. There it is. Front page, spine, and then the back. And if you're just opening it in the middle, we're looking at FGM protection orders. These are how to get the protection orders. As I say, case law and practical considerations. There has been case law, and it's actually the concern I think I have. International cases are covered. The concern I have is that there simply are insufficient numbers of people being prosecuted. There's, for instance, a chapter on mandatory reporting. Again, it's very obvious who is getting up to what, and yet nothing's done about it. This book, I hope, goes some way to do one thing, apart from anything else. It's to help the victims so that we stop this particular practice continuing. Thank you anyway to all concerned, and the courage of LexisNexis and Samuel to produce this work. Thank you. Bye-bye.